What is good, everyone? It is your favorite multi-cardboard selling producer, Izoki. I'll be showing you how to make a simple trap type beat, some internet money type of sounds. Alright, so yeah, let me take you to my screen, get straight into it, and yeah. The link to join my Discord community, IZOKICORD, is down below. If you're an artist, producer, musician, or you just like music, philosophy, art, self-improvement, any of the above and more, link down below to join growing community, connect, grow, and join a family where you belong. See you there. Let's get into it. Okay, so before I even show you what I did, let me show you the actual beat so you know if I'm about it or not, okay? I think it was pretty good, so I'm gonna just play it for you and you judge for yourself. Told you, simple trap beat. The first thing I started off with was with this super simple dun 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 melody, which I just thought of in my head. So it was just a matter of finding the right sound to start it off with, which the sound I got was this. Return of Isabel from BA1, BA-1, a really dope VST by Baby Audio. Highly recommend it. Super analog, super fire. It's like Analog Labs, but in my opinion, I like this one so much better. It has more of that analog feel. This is the pattern I got with this sound. Feel me? Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 which just stayed the same for the majority of it. Well, same exact rhythm for basically all of it. For the second part, literally just copy and pasted it and moved it up to semitones. And the only thing that I changed up was here in the end. Dun, 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 dun. I just added these two notes and moved this one. I moved it up one and added these two just to transition into the next section and so it could loop perfectly. You feel me? Super simple, bro. As I said, simplicity. This one is a simple beat. Mixing on that, honestly, in EQ, you already know what it does, but in case you don't, just cut out the unnecessary low end because I knew I was going to have an 808 in this, so I just got rid of the unnecessary lows because I knew that the 808 was going to take up a majority of the lows, so I just got rid of it so I won't have to worry about later, so they won't collide and boom, 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 boom. And I added this BA1 effect strip. It's kind of self-explanatory. I just turned up the dark tones of it up a little, which is basically the low end. Just emphasize the low end a little bit. Just add a little bit more of that darkish character. Added a little bit of reverb, a tiny bit of chorus right here, and that's it. Honestly, 2 plugins. It's all about sound selection. The sound was already good to begin with, so it was really unnecessary to do anything more. What did I add after that, my friend? Another bell, except this one I moved it up an octave, so of course it can make a coherent layer. It was the same exact melody, but just with a different sound and up an octave. And this bell I got from Electra X. I love Electra X. I know this is Electra 2, but it will always be Electra X to me. Copy and pasted it, moved it up an octave. How did I do that? Just highlighted the full melody from the first one. It was here originally. Then I just held control and pressed up arrow, and that's it. Plugins for that. An EQ, which is doing the exact same thing that the first one did. Super simple. Those two bells together, it sounds full and it fills out the frequency spectrum real nice. But there is something missing, right? A little bit of the mids, a little bit of the lows, which is why I added these keys, these chords. Super simple. It was simply just adding harmonics to the bells, the harmonics that were missing, to add that little bit of body to the missing part of the melody. If you understood what the hell I said, I'm pretty sure you didn't, but main point, just add harmonics. Keep it super simple. Dun, dun, dun. To not overcomplicate things. Remember, the key to this is simplicity. I got the sound from a one shot. Just did the signature, you know, just put every knob down here except the hold, put that all the way up, and the release just up a little bit to not instantly stop the sound from playing. Just keep it going on for a little bit longer, a tiny bit. The full progression sounded like this. 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 The full progression sounded Nothing too complicated. No sevenths, no ninths. Just simple chords following the bell melody notes and just extending them and making a simple but full rhythm. Plugins for that in EQ, just get rid of the unnecessary highs from colliding with the bells, as this is a harmonic element, and harmonics to me are meant to be more prevalent in the mids and the low frequencies, which is why this is still here, as you saw there. Then I added this reverb, LX24 digital reverb. It's just a really dope reverb, super analog, super vintage. To me, it just has something that other reverbs don't have. I like the type of organicness that it brings to the sound that is put on. Compared to other reverbs, this one just gives such a natural sound off. Added that one and just put the dry, wet knob, the mix down a good bit. Kept it at 12.8 as this is there. Yeah, bro, kept it super subtle. Just add that little bit of character. And this KHS Stereo is a free plugin. Self-explanatory. Stereo separation plugin. Widens the sound. I like widening my harmonics. I don't like having them be the main forefront of my productions. I like having them be the supporting elements. So I like them to be in your ears more, in both your ears more, rather than just like the middle. You feel me? 3 plugins for that, which honestly you could replicate with your stock plugins. No need to buy any external ones. And this one's free, so come on. And those 3 elements together for the chorus, hook, whatever you want to call it. Fire, bro. You see how it sounds full, but at the same time, super simple. It's all in the sound selection. Choosing sounds that sound cohesive together. Now, the part you've been waiting for, the drums. I'm going to play the drum pattern for you so you can hear it by itself. First things first, the 808 pattern. Something super, super simple, bro. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to play it for you. I simply followed the root notes of the chords. That was a majority of the 808s. All I did right here was move this up an octave and added a slide note. So I made this cool sliding effect to transition into the next pair of 808s right here. Because without the slide note, with slide note, you feel me? It slides down and makes a cool transition into the next set of 808s. At the end of this section, I just added an 808 on the G to the A, so it transitions into the A sharp pattern in a cool way. You feel me? Like a dun 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 instead of a dun dun dun. Simple transitional. Same exact thing, just a semitone higher. Wait, 2 semitones higher. One of those, but you can see what it's doing here. In the end here, dun 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 dun. That's just a simple triplet, which I just went here, 3rd beat to this magnet, switch up the timing of the patterns. I thought it was cool, so I added it. Instead of ending it on dun dun dun, I ended it with a cool little rhythm, dun 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 dun. And that's it, bro, for the 808 pattern. Super simple. Don't overcomplicate things. Make sure there's room for the artist to do their thing on it. That's the most important thing if you're making beats for an artist, which is what this beat is for. The rest, super simple, bro. The claps and the snares on the 2 and the 4, which in this case is the 3 and the 7. With a simple roll with the snares at the end right here. Once again, triplet. Just adds a cool little rhythm, adds a little bit of variation. Something super subtle, but at the same time, adds so much to the overall groove and movement of the beat. Hi-hat pattern, super simple, bro. Originally, just a 2-step pattern, but honestly, I just clicked the round notes, and this is what I got, bro. And I just added 2 more percussions after that, and that's basically all of the drums, bro. This is the first percussion. The effects on that are super simple. The other ones did not have any effects at all. Just a little tiny bit of reverb. This is just a reverb I like to use on percussions because it's super subtle, but adds that little tiny bit of character that I'm looking for. Fruity Stereo Shaper, self-explanatory, shapes the sound to the stereo spectrum. And Beam, granulizer plugin, but just has different effects in it that no other granulizer effect plugin could mimic. You feel me? It just added that cool little tuk tuk, and I liked it. The next percussion dung, 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 dung. Something super subtle. The plugins for that made it subtle. The reverb, same reverb you saw in the other one. This bit crush, which, I mean, I'm pretty sure you know what a bit crush is. It gives it that little type of texture sound that you hear in video games a lot. And this is a delay, a dual delay, which is just a delay. Don't even listen to dual. It's basically just going through both of your ears instead of the singular one echo that plays in the middle. And yeah, I just messed around with these numbers, went up, down until I got that. And some EQ just to filter out the unnecessary lows from colliding with the 808s. But most importantly, you see these down here, the faders. Those were the most important parts. Leveling is key. Make sure you set your sounds to cohesive volumes, levels, so they sound like they actually belong with one another. You feel me? Like, don't have the 808 higher. Oopsies. Don't have the 808 lower than a clap. I mean, you can if you want to, but I don't advise it because that's just gonna sound horrible. You feel me? It all begins here, bro. Leveling. Leveling is the most pivotal part. Leveling is what allowed me to do everything else with so much more ease. That's how you get I did forget to mention for the second part right here, that the way I got that delay to go from your left to right when it's here to the wrench to the sound. It was a one shot, of course. And right here, feed, pan, ping pong, and the time to 400. Just added something cool to it, which I really liked. And that's basically it for a majority of the beat. I'm going to skip the verse because you can already see what is there. So unnecessary to play for you because you already heard the elements that are in the verse. Take that as you will by vision. Because if you're watching this, I assume you could see. If you're blind, I am sorry. For the pre-chorus here, I added this accent, this just to add some intensity, some character, and some life to the beat. You feel me? To the pre-chorus. I just added some bit crush, lowered it down a lot, and spread it around your ears with the fruity stereo shaper, alright? You already saw those, so I'm not gonna put those up, but that's what I did. The magic is in here. This lead right here. I got that from a one shot. Effects for that. EQ, reverb, super simple, makes 8.2% because that's what sounded right to me. Soothe, which just made it sound smooth, not so harsh because the original sound did have a lot of harshness. Portal, pretty sure you've seen this, but if you haven't, it's a granulizer, basically like Beam, but a little bit different. This gives it a different type of texture, which I liked for this. Just put the mix down a lot. It was something that I wanted to keep super subtle. And of course, Beam. This one, Big Vox, if you've watched my other tutorials, you've seen this one before. This added like a layer of the sound below an octave. Did I word that right? I hope I worded that right. Copy and pasted the sound on top of it, except with an octave down. Before. Nasty. After, with all the effects. How I got the melody for this lead in general, I just clicked in notes. Keep it 100 with you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just clicked it in and because it sounded right to me. And it transitions into the hook like this. I just added this little effect right here, Rio Ocean Effects, to basically just add movement to it, you feel me? Signify that the chorus, the next part, the next section of the beat is coming. Because without it, it just would have sounded whack, you feel me? A little bit too generic. It's the little things that count. Every transition, I did have a riser for the most part. So I can, well, transition instead of just being silent and sounding so robotic. Little things that count. It's the little details that make the biggest difference. That's pretty much it. But for the beginning and the outro, I did have this cool sound effect. Well, this cool like sampled intro made of the melody from the first bells and the vocal that I only used to sample for this. This is how it sounded like. If I remember correctly, because honestly I don't remember, this is how it sounded like originally. So what I did, I rendered both of these out to audio by just going to the bus where every melodic sound is being routed to, Alt R, and I rendered it out into an audio clip. And what I did with the audio clip was I reversed it, is right here, reverse, and then I just sliced it and placed the individual sections into an order that sounded cool to me, which I got this. I can't tell you how to do that because I basically just did rendered the two elements out, reversed them, and organized the chopped up section into an order that sounded good to me. And I got this. Just something I thought of in the moment. Really no formula for that. The effects for that, oh my goodness. The way it sounded like before, actually, before I added any effects, was this. Okay, kind of horrible, right? But you feel me? Just trust the process. The effects. Cymatics Deja Vu was just a halftime plugin, honestly. It's free. Thermal, some distortion. Added a little bit of distortion. I like distortions to add character, some grittiness, some anger, you feel me? EQ, you already know what this does. And this reverb, crystalline, however you say it, wherever you're from in this world. I say it crystalline, so I'm gonna say it like that. Yeah, just some simple hall reverb. It went from to fire, bro. And yeah, bro, that's really it for this one. As I said from the beginning, super simple. This is my first time making a trap beat in like a year, basically, because I usually just make reggaeton, house, electronic music, not on purpose, because I do everything without intention, you feel me? That's the key to being able to create so much, so consistently. Make sure you always cook up, you're always creating with no expectations, all right? Because the minute you have any expectations, you're gonna set limitations to what you can do and what you can accomplish, okay? But point being, I just make music. I don't have any expectations, intentions. My only intention is to make music that is true to me, and whatever comes out at the moment comes out. So for like the past year, trap did not come out of my brain until recently, which is why I'm making this video. I thought, why not just show other producers starting to make music or that feel like they need some tips, advice, help? Why not just show them how I made this beat? And now we're here. But yeah, I'm gonna play you guys the beat now so you could get along with your day and keep creating. I hope you learned a thing or two with this tutorial, with this video. Remember the link to join my Discord community, IZOKICORD, is down below in the description. Artist, producer, you make music, or you just want to join a community where you feel you'll belong, down below. Completely free. I'm gonna see you there. Join the family because you are welcome. I'm gonna play for you now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Much love. Izoki out.
Izoki.